John Dwyer here from the Institute of Wow with another boastful show-off case study, okay? And this is about a business in Gympie, happens to be Gympie Real Estate. And they were on board my program, and they were interested in getting more listings, which is what every real estate is looking for, because if a real estate agent doesn't have listings, they've got no inventory to sell. And I said to them, look, take a leaf out of my book, why don't you hold an event? And they said, well, what do you mean, a real estate agent holding an event? I said, yeah, why don't you hold an expo? But we widened the funnel from just those people who might be thinking about selling their home at some stage in the next 6 months or 12 months to a broader demographic of people who are interested in knowing how to sexy up their property, and how to actually add value to their property. So what we did is we put on a lifestyle expo. So therefore we invited a whole bunch of people. Oh, by the way, let me say this to you, the Gympie Realty had an office that was on the corner of the main street of Gympie, and they had a big car parking area which would probably be about the size of, I don't know, say 2, maybe 3 tennis courts. And so it was perfect to hold an expo where you could invite people who are landscapers, turf farms, swimming pool builders, solar electricity, solar power people, and so on and so forth. People who are involved, if you like, in beautifying or renovating one's home. And so we actually held a lifestyle expo, and we basically had all of these other people set up an expo stand. We had the jumping castle and all the usual things that go with it, and invited people to come to this lifestyle expo on a Saturday at the real estate car park. And we promoted it on radio and various other means, and I thought you might like to hear about, or you might like to listen to the radio commercial that played. By the way, the expo was unbelievably successful. That's why I'm going through this case study. It was jammed with people, and the end result of this was that the real estate agency normally would take, over the period of maybe a weekend, 1 or 2 new listings. On this, 1 or 2 new appraisals, because keep in mind, to get a listing, what normally happens is that you get an appraisal, which means that someone's asked you to appraise the value of their home, and I guess the rule of thumb is that for every 9 or 10 appraisals you might score 1 or 2 listings. That's how it works, okay? So the aim is to get as many appraisals as you possibly can. And on this particular occasion, they went from what normally would be on a weekend maybe 1 or 2 appraisals to 19 appraisals on this weekend, okay? Let me just play the radio ad and you'll see how we hyped up the event.
There's a lot of things out there you could say are big. Eddie Maguire's head, Oprah's jogging suit. But I'll tell you what's big, damn it. The Gympie Real Estate Expo, and it's on tomorrow, Albie. This thing is going to be huge. It's Gympie's biggest ever real estate and lifestyle expo. Whether you're thinking about selling your property or not, it's a must-do event to help you increase the value of your home. Very important stuff.
There's a lot of little tips on how to make your home more attractive for the buyer.
Things like have a front door.
That's a good one.
So animals can't just come in and out of your home. Things like that. Little things that you might not think of, but well worth doing. Don't put the kitchen on the roof. Very inaccessible and dangerous.
And
things like that.
Guest speakers, experts and exhibitors will show you how to skyrocket the value of your property without breaking the bank. Plus there'll be a free barbecue, and there's a lucky door prize as well. It could be the door you're talking about.
You'll learn everything
you ever wanted to know about real estate.
Don't miss the Gympie Real Estate Expo. It's on tomorrow, 10 till 3 at Gympie Regional Realty. They're in Mary.
Okay, so you can see the DJs had a bit of fun with that. And look, at the expo, there was something else that was pretty exciting that happened that helped draw a whole bunch of people, and that was the major draw of a big $250,000 giveaway that the real estate agent was running for a few months earlier. And what that was is that if you listed your home with Gympie Realty, you had an entry into a $250,000 cash prize sweepstakes, and for every property that you bought, you got a ticket into the sweepstakes as well. And so therefore at the expo we had the draw, and you can see on screen right now the person that was actually invited to choose from the 250 envelopes. They pulled the envelope out, and if they scored the $250,000 one, then the insurance company would pay that. And as it turned out on this occasion, they didn't, but they won the consolation prize, which was a motor car. So it was a pretty decent consolation prize. Now, throughout the few months that the Realty was running this promotion, and of course it was all aimed at getting listings, their listings multiplied about 3 times from what they were and the same period the year before, which was spectacular, and their sales had gone up something like about more than 50% of what it was the same period last year. So we're talking about a pretty spectacular success for this real estate agency. Just thought you might like to hear what the husband and wife who own the agency had to say about being involved in this environment.
And why not use this man to do our advertising? Because he wouldn't be mucking around with advertising with Jerry Seinfeld, Woolworths, all the big names. And why not have our Gympie people here use that? Over the last few months when we have engaged WOW Marketing, we've just noticed the difference. And our ads are so much better. We're running events now. We're putting out our booklets on how to sell your home. Oh look, actually, can I just give you some credit here? We actually had a home in Watson Road, which is a really lovely address. We had that for sale for 12 months. Unbeknown to you, we flicked you the ad. You changed.
Put my pixie dust on?
You put your pixie dust on, and it sold that weekend.
You're kidding. Okay, so therefore the lesson for you if you own a business is firstly, think of running events, because people are quite excited about coming to an event. Now, whether that's an expo or whether that's a cocktail party, that's entirely up to you, but think about holding an event so you can draw bees to your honey pot. It's all about selling once to many. And also what you might like to consider is insured prize promotions, because it gives you the Elvis found headline for a very small investment. So for example, a $250,000 cash sweepstakes prize you can gain from the relevant insurance company for about $4,000. You can gain a $100,000 prize for around about $2,200, and I think you can get about a $50,000 sweepstakes prize based on the insurance of 1 in 250 probability for around about, I think, $1,100. So therefore, if you're looking for ways to stimulate sales of your products or services, you might like to think about the insured prize promotion. There you have it. Gympie Real Estate did very, very well out of combining both the insured prize promotion and holding a big event, which of course, at which of course was the draw of the $250,000 sweepstakes.